Cheers.
It's 97.1 AMP Radio. I'm Chelsea from The Morning Show, and I'm so incredibly pumped to be reunited by Dinah Jane.
Hello, Chelsea. It's been so long.
Oh my gosh.
We got a little reunion going on right here.
So literally, it was like 6-7 years ago. I used to interview you backstage at the X Factor.
Yeah. You were the one we always remembered on the carpet because we were always so cohesive with outfits. Like unintentionally, but like it worked out all the time. She was our sixth.
I'd be like, I'm Sixth Harmony, right, guys? And actually, we kind of did it today a little bit too.
The bright colors on top.
A little Papa Red.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I was actually watching some of our older interviews today, just kind of like prepping for this one. I got really emotional because it's just you realize how quickly time goes by, and I think I'm so incredibly proud of you and the other girls too, just for growing into such strong, fierce females in this industry. For you, do you take that minute to sort of sit back and give yourself credit for how far you've come in this industry?
Honestly, like you touching base on that, I don't have to like look back at videos. It's like anytime I see you, it just like takes me there. And I'm just like, wow, this is like a memory, like, you know, that I lived. I was a child basically when I met you. And to see you now with me still throughout the journey is like awesome to witness. And, this journey has been like a roller coaster. And for all of us to, go out on our own and be our individual true artists, it means the absolute most because we basically owe that respect to ourselves.
Yeah, and to Fifth Harmony even,
Yeah.
Look back, it's got to be so cool for you. You're releasing awesome music right now that I'm so excited to talk about. Normani's killing it.
Yeah.
Camila's nominated for 5 AMAs.
That's
How is that for you, to knowing you guys all started from the same place? Like,
Yeah.
are you so proud of everyone in the group?
I'm very proud because we were all with each other at a time where we needed one another. And, starting at 15, me being the youngest, we all were kind of like trying to take this journey in. And I'm grateful that we had each other as companions because it wasn't easy. Like 15, 16, like life is being tossed at you. Like you felt like you were 40 years old.
I bet.
Like the pace you were going at. So just to have them, be the shoulder I could lean on and, look forward to on stage when I couldn't really give my other half, they came in clutch on that on the other half. So I'm really happy for all the girls. We're all in a really good place right now, and
So
it's like
good.
it's exciting to see everyone living their best life.
Yes.
Because I am so much, and I'm just stepping into this game, and this is just the beginning, and I'm honestly like off to a great start.
Oh my gosh. So, like I said, so excited about the music that
Thank
you're
you.
working on. Bottled Up, your new single,
Bottled up, yeah, bottled up, yeah.
features Mark Basie and Ty Dolla $ign.
My boys.
They're awesome. Talk to me
Yeah.
first about what was that conversation like, getting them on the track? Was that a personal conversation, a personal call you made to them, or how did that kind of come about?
So I always knew that I was going to work with Marky Basie. I would just manifest it like years ago. And I was like, I have to get a record with Marky Basie.
Did you just find his stuff like on SoundCloud? Or
Yeah,
how
it
did
was
that?
SoundCloud.
Okay.
That's where I found him. And I was like, I'm a huge fan. There was this record called That's Love by him and Ty Dolla $ign. So there was a time where we were looking for someone to feature on Work From Home. And I found that record when we were looking for the feature. And I was like, oh my gosh. I ran to my A&R. I was like, we have to get Ty Dolla $ign on, please, please, please. And then after that, I just knew I still wanted my own record with him. And it just started with me and Mark. And it was going to be that way. But then I was like, if we're going to throw a little Fifth Harmony, hints in there, like Work From Home references, might as well bring the man himself onto the record with me.
Yeah, who Ty was obviously on Work From Home. I loved that you Work From Home and Worth It.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both of them. You have both of them in there.
She knows. I see, I was testing you. I was trying to see if you really knew the record.
Was that something, so you knew you wanted to do that going into this track, or was it kind of an organic thing that happened, putting parts of those Fifth Harmony songs in this track?
It happened, actually, Mark was the one who chose it. Mark was like, so where do you want to go with this? You want to go international? You want to go global? And he thought, throwing in some Fifth Harmony references in there would kind of make the song even more special because only we could get away with that stuff. And he just found it as like a perfect opportunity to just do something super fun and catchy where people can like, oh my gosh, I remember. Now I can get familiar with me, where I came from.
So smart. And because none of the other girls have done that. Camila hasn't done that. Normani, Lauren, so
I'm the first to do
first
it.
one, no big deal. Talk to me about why, obviously such a big deal, and I'm sure you feel the pressure as far as what your debut single is going to be. And I heard you kind of sat in this one for a while.
Yeah.
What was it about this track? Why did you want this to be your debut single?
I have so many favorite records that I wanted to release first, but this one just felt so right. And, stepping into this on my own, this new journey on my own, I kind of wanted people to be like the personality I wanted to portray was, oh, I'm that kind of girl that you'd kick it with and be cool with. Like, I'm not gonna be trying so hard. No, like super choreography or like superstar stardom kind of thing, kind of vibe. So I wanted to come in very chill and smooth, and then I'm gonna hit y'all with some other tracks that you have yet to hear.
We can't wait.
I'm bringing it in slow, and I just want people to just vibe and have a good time, because that's like the setting I pictured myself when I was in the studio. It was like, this is how I want people to feel. If it resonates with me so hard, like a year later, then it would for them too.
Do you think this is a good example of what fans can expect, the vibe of the music, or do you think it's going to be a little bit different?
In a way. So I didn't want to steer too far away from where I came from, and I still wanted people to get familiar with who Dinah Jane is and where she comes from. Like I said, there are many layers that you have yet to hear from me and to experience, and there's more of me you have yet to know.
Well, I'm
learn.
Curious because I know the first record that you ever wrote was a reggae track.
Yeah. She's doing her homework.
Do you feel will we feel sort of that reggae island vibe on this album?
Yeah. Being Polynesian, I'm obviously gonna like incorporate my culture into this. So it's where I come from, and it feels so good, and I could never go wrong with your roots. And I feel like people get a taste of that, and a taste of like R&B soul, because that's my first love.
Well, talk about, obviously, this era of Dinah Jane as a solo artist. What are you most looking forward to, would you say?
I'm looking forward to some Grammys, some movies.
Not mad about it.
Couple more albums,
Manifest
records,
it. You
right?
got this.
A man. I'm kidding.
A man. A hot boy. Don't mind if we do.
He's somewhere on the field. I just know I could feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's all of the above. I love that.
Yeah.
What do you think with this album that you're working on, the music that you're making? What are your fans going to learn about you that they don't know yet? They might be surprised.
Not to be punny or anything, but
I'm gonna be punny.
I'm gonna be funny. Throughout the 6-7 years of my career with my girls, I was always the type to bottle up things.
Okay.
Literally. I was always the type to bottle up things. So I feel like throughout my career, I bottled up a couple talents that I forgot about, and then stepping into it. And then also...
We mean talents like as, are you going to do a little rapping? A little freestyle? Is that what you mean?
Oh, we'll see.
Wait, can you give me a little freestyle rap right now?
Check it. You done. We out. Dinah Jane bottled up. Check it out. That's all you get. No.
It's just a tease.
Yeah, it's just a tease. It's just like a little like play around.
Okay.
Something like
that. Okay.
Great beatboxing, by the way.
Well,
Yeah, like I said, there's like so many layers you have yet to discover, and I have yet to discover still. So I'm not really complete with my album, and I have so many ideas and thoughts that I want to get out before I complete it. It was me bottling up my talents, and then also me bottling up my feelings. I have like this really bad habit of like not wanting. I have this bad habit of bottling up my feelings because I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Interesting.
I'd rather suffer than like let you know how I really feel.
Like selfless, and I'm sure being in a group like that, you had to be at times. You know?
And I've been told that so many times, so it was always like a blessing and a curse, and they also knew that too. So they'd always tell me like, you're so selfless, and I don't know how you do it. I wish I was like you. I'm like, what? Rub off on me. I need some of your energy. I need to like stand up for myself and tell them no.
Well, I think what's so great about this era for you is that you actually get to be vulnerable. And I'm sure there's, like, you were kind of touching on that. I'm sure there are things that about yourself and about the pains you've gone through and your
because
past
I was always the type to act like everything was fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm the type who I just want you to have a good time. I want you to have fun, and I'll give that to you. For me, it was like I'd rather just like live in the cave and not let you know what's really going deep down inside right here. So I'm kind of like releasing that into my music. Has
it been hard then for you? If you're someone that it has a hard time kind of getting to that vulnerable place, has that been difficult for you in this process of making the album?
Yeah, because there were many moments that, I had a session with a couple of producers, such as this guy named Nephew, and he really dug deep into my artistry and he made it like a therapeutic session, basically. So there were a couple sessions where I actually cried and released my emotions just because I was trying to bury that and leave it in the dark and just like I'm never revisiting this memory ever again. And for him to dig up on it all over again, it just kind of made me emotional. Like, wow, I needed that. Like, thank you for making me recognize or acknowledge this pain that I've been trying to ignore all this time.
Interesting. Is it what is it that you feel like is inspiring you the most? Is it something with family? Is it heartbreak? Is it friendships, lost friendships? Like, what do you feel like is that pain for you that you're letting out?
It's honestly all of the above. It's just what you said right now. So I went through all of this, and I never kind of put light on it because I'm a private person. So I'm the type to just act like, yeah, it's cool. But really, like, I have a journal of like so many deep things that I didn't want to put light on, like I said. So I've yet to share that with you guys and let you know what goes on in Dinah's mind and her heart.
That's great. Well, even you, like you said, it's maybe it's difficult for you, but I'm sure this is what your fans have been waiting for, you know. Right. So it's a really, really exciting time for you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Talk about your how many songs do you have written right now for this album?
I think I've written about 60 plus and from this year, and I don't think I'm done. That's why I'm like I have so much more to do. And I'm really proud of a lot of these records. Most of them root from my family and my culture background. And then, of course, like personal experiences like heartbreak and like good times as well, because I kind of don't want to always be depressing. I am pretty fun, though. I am fun.
She is very fun. I can attest to that.
So I can't ignore the fact that, you know, I'm kind of like the turn up girl, but then also I go through things just like anybody else.
Yeah. What do you think as far as an album release date? And this might be jumping ahead, but do you think 2018, 2019?
Maybe 2019.
Okay.
I have an idea, and I have an idea of like the album title, but I just want to complete it first, and then I'll start hinting. Like my fans catch on to like my
they
hints.
know it all.
They know.
They get it.
And they like look deep into my captions. Sometimes it's not even lyrics to my songs, but sometimes it is. But they catch on. It's just so funny.
What do you? What about your next single? Do you know what it's going to be, and do you know when you might be releasing it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So still in the process of figuring it out. Okay. One thing that I know fans were really excited about, obviously, Lauren has been supporting you and tweeting about Bottled Up. How important is that to have that sort of friendship between all you guys in 5H and really supporting each other?
It's really healthy, to be honest. You know, we've stuck with each other for like about 7 years. So I bumped into her at New York Fashion Week, and it just felt like home to me just to see her in the front with Ty, especially. And so Ty's like so warm and welcoming, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna be there. And he came to my performance right before the song released. So just to have their support meant the world to me because, you know, that, like I said, it felt like home, and to have their support meant the world to me personally, especially on my first debut.
Yeah. I'm guessing you approve of Ty and Lauren together as a couple.
Of course, I always have, and they're honestly meant to be. Like the more you get to know them,
that's so
it's
cute.
something beautiful, and I'm just like, you got a friend.
Lauren did just say, she tweeted today that she's releasing her debut single soon. Have you heard it yet?
It just. Girl, did I hear it? I know this record.
Okay, and have you guys have you played her stuff too?
Yeah, so sometimes when we bump into each other, we're like, oh my gosh, I have to play you this record. Like really, like it's in like an exchange of a listening session. She's like, you show me stuff and I'll show you stuff, and then boom, it's right there, and then we're like going like gung ho over each other's music. But it's awesome because we're so like somewhat different from each other, and to see each other living happy and writing stuff that we're so super passionate about and, you know, confident about. It's the best. Like, you want to see your girl happy.
It's so special. You kind of touched on your family a little bit ago, and I love, you have such a humble beginning. You know, you lived in a house with your whole entire family. I think it was like 18 people or something at one point, right?
18 grandkids.
Gosh.
And then the grandparents, and then their 5 kids and the spouses. But like, honestly, some people look at it different. Some people look at it weird and they're like, wow, did you guys really like make that happen? But if you look back at being Polynesian, no one really knows what Polynesian is. It's like Samoan, Tongan, Hawaiian. Like, it's such a cultural thing where you don't want to leave home. No one wants to leave the nest. Like, the grandparents want to see their grandkids grow right before their eyes, and then the grandkids want to be there in those moments and share it. Because not everybody can say like, oh, I was raised by my grandparents, or I was raised by my parents, or all my aunts and uncles. And in a way, living with them, it kind of prepared me for the real world.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like, I would say my family is my rock, and they're my everything. They're my true happiness. But I would say it wasn't always pretty. It wasn't always pretty, and so that's why I say it prepared me for the industry that was about to step in, and I had to grow thick skin right before I walked in, because now nothing really phases me. So whenever I see anything negative, it doesn't hurt. Like I've heard worse and I've been through worse. So I'm grateful for those moments. I cherish those moments that I have with my family, and yeah, I'm here now.
It's like living on a tour bus with 4 girls was like nothing.
It was nothing. It really
like,
was
easy.
I mean, there are moments though I broke a couple times, but I've broke
that's normal.
Worse before,
of course.
if that makes sense.
I heard that you also bought your family a house.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge. How did that feel? And tell me how that kind of went
down. I mean, I could have gotten them out sooner, but being that my family, we always put everyone else first. My parents and I said, we want to take care of everyone else first before we do it for ourselves. And I was just grateful for the fact that I was able to repay my parents for their sacrifices throughout my career, because there's 8 kids, that they have, and having me in the picture, it was like I was the main focus. Where my 10-month-old brother or my 7-year-old sister, when they needed them the most, they actually came to me, because like Dinah needs the most attention. So I felt kind of like selfish in a way. I was like, oh, I don't really need you to come on the road as much anymore. Like, you need to go to the kids and blah, blah, blah. But just having my family support meant the whole world to me. And it's all about, the beginning, like how it all started. And now I can take them out. I can travel with them. I can give them whatever they want to, pursue their careers. Because my brothers now want to play football, and now they have my dad's full attention. And my sister's a singer-songwriter. My 8-year-old sister has a YouTube channel. She swears she's older than me.
Shout out to her.
Right, Regina Rochelle with the 2 L's. And my family's like, it's like a bundle of like personalities. That's so great. I'm the shy one, and then everyone else is just like, whoa. So it was kind of hard being the oldest one.
I bet.
One of the oldest ones. But I have an older sister. I never really clarified this, but I have an older sister who's adopted.
Okay.
But, I call her my cousin because it's my dad's brother's daughter, but we took her in because she's like, oh, I want to live with you guys. And she came in. So her name's Naki. And she's the one that is the rock of the family. So when I'm out on the road, she takes the role of being the oldest sister.
That's awesome.
So we always swap roles. I love them so much. You're making me emotional.
Oh, that's so great. Well, I want to talk to you about right now. I feel like in the industry, and I'm so curious to get your take on this. I feel like there's this really horrible thing where people try to pin females against each other.
Yeah.
And I think there's these beefs, and there's the Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. And what's your take on that? Like, what do you think, especially coming from a girl group where, you guys all did empower each other? Like, what's your take on that?
There's honestly room for everybody.
Yeah.
There's honestly room for everybody, and you can't look at everybody as like competition. You're your own competition at the end of the day, and you can only be your own true hype man and true fan at the end of the day as well. So I can never it's hard because, being compared so much to somebody is the most difficult part. You start creating these monsters in your head like, oh, wow, am I good enough? Can I do that? Can I do what she can do? And only you know your true self best. So, like I said, there's room for everybody, and you should never look at anyone else besides yourself in that mirror. I
think that's great. And I think at the end of the day, we're all comparing each other.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing we can do is support each other.
And all I can say is too, the more women that were in this industry, the better, because we haven't really had this time. There's this time right now, this generation, there's so many women thriving right now, like Ariana Grande, there was Meghan Trainor, Mariah Carey's coming back, like all these.
That's your queen, isn't it?
I love her. There's all these beautiful women that have yet to share a piece of themselves, and they all touch someone around this world, and have saved somebody. So we're all kind of superheroes at this time, and we need more of them.
I love that. And Jane, a couple more questions to wrap up. You're like I said, such an inspirational person. You're always tweeting inspirational quotes. What's your current quote to live by?
Current. I lived by this for a while now, so I feel like I kind of get this tatted on me. The truth will always prevail.
Okay.
The truth will always prevail. So have hope and have faith throughout your journey, and always put God first and trust in God's timing, honestly.
I love that.
You can't really force some kind of energy on the timing, because then it just won't become what it was meant to be. So, yeah.
That's amazing. And last question, what's like your go-to pump-up jam right now? What are you listening to that gets you amped before you go on stage, while you're in the car? What are you listening to?
Honestly, Big Bang.
Okay.
Big Bang gets me hyped as. Like, I'm in the car. I want to, like, put my head out the window and just, like, whoa, let's go.
Live your best life.
Yeah, and it's just something that just feels good where you just want to party it up and you feel like a bad girl.
Good at
Keep
it.
it PG.
Good at it. Amazing, Dinah. You're the
you so
best.
much.
Thank
You
you
too,
so
back
much
at you. Good to see
for hanging
you.
out. If you guys haven't gotten her track yet, Bottled Up, Mark
Bottled Up.
Basie, Ty Dolla $ign, make sure you get it because it is a jam.
Yeah, and if you're a Raiders fan, I know you want to listen. I'm kidding.
Yay. Oh, that was so fun.
Letting you guys know we rehearsed this.
Yeah, don't worry.